Hey kids, welcome back to the Dave Cave. I'm Dave, here to announce a little something for you all tonight. Now before we get into my Rokkon review, I want to announce the winner of my Trapjaw Cartoon Collection Trapjaw giveaway that I ran on the channel a couple of weeks ago. Apologies for letting you all know who the winner is so late, and apologies for the Rokkon review being so late, but I've broken my foot. I had to have surgery. It's been a whole thing, and a couple of steps down to the Dave Cave might as well be a pit of spikes or something like that in crutches. So yeah, it's been a whole ordeal, guys. So I apologize. Hopefully you understand. But anyway, drum roll, please. The winner of Trapjaw over here is Drifter6050 with the winning comment, the suggestion, the golden comment that Granamy of all characters should be an inclusion into the Origins or Cartoon Collection line. Now, I personally think that that is a fantastic suggestion. Totally blindsided me, did not even consider Granamyr, and the revelation that Mattel had already done a Granamyr in the Classics line a few years back was a total mind blower. Got me back on YouTube, had to look up Pixel Dan's review, so I learned something that day, and if a YouTube comment can teach me something, then I gotta give it some love. So well done, Drifter6050. I'll get this guy out to you ASAP, and yeah, apologies for the delay, and thank you so much for your patience. Now guys, enough from me, enough from this ugly mug over here. Let's get on with the review. Peace. I'm back, kids. Welcome back to another Dave Cave Dave review. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave, and tonight I'm having a look at Mr. Rokkon here, the Mattel Creations exclusive. You could only get this guy by ordering him directly from Mattel Creations. Sadly, I missed out, but the good folks over at the Masters of the Universe Origins Australia Facebook group, specifically Mr. Alan Gordon, hooked me up again. Shout outs to you, Alan, you're a top guy. Hooked me up with Rokkon. I managed to get Cyclone for myself, but missed out on Extendar, and lo and behold, who came to my rescue again? None other than my hero, Mr. Alan Gordon, one more time. So thanks heaps, Alan. I really appreciate you, man, hooking me up with Rokkon and Extendar soon to come. So, gonna have a little look at Rokkon here. You know, with a name like Rokkon, guys, I would expect him to look a little more rock and roll, but yeah, this guy looks decidedly kind of nerdy, kind of geeky. I mean, look at that face there, guys. I mean, I don't know if that says rock and roll. Although, actually, you know, when did this figure come out? Sometime in the 80s. So maybe he does match the glam rock aesthetic of 80s rockers there, guys. So maybe this guy is bang on, you know. I'm an 80s/90s kid, so rock in my eyes is wearing a flannel, right? So flannel shirt, baggy jeans, ripped jeans, you know, that kind of a look. So yeah, look, I guess maybe I'm just not looking at him from the right perspective. But yeah, definitely, he's definitely more glam rock than he is grunge, so that's for sure. So, gonna crack this guy open in a second, do some turnarounds, we'll do some artic, and then I'll give you my thoughts. But before we do, please do all the YouTube stuff, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Alrighty, guys, without further ado, let's crack this guy open. Let's do this. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Time to give you my thoughts on this guy as a whole. Now, you know, I think overall he's pretty cool, and I think the nostalgia factor plays a big part in my appreciation of this guy, and also played a huge part in my decision to purchase this guy. Rokkon is one of those figures that I kind of forgot existed until I saw him on the Mattel Creations website, or saw people like sharing him in the MotU groups on social media. And so, you know, seeing him kind of was accompanied by that big nostalgia hit of, you know, holy crap, I had that guy as a kid. How did I forget all about him? But I think, you know, getting him in hand, I guess some of that nostalgia kind of wears off, because look, while this guy does have updated articulation, I have to say it is hampered significantly by all of the like exterior armor there, so it's quite difficult to actually pose him up. It's quite hard to pose the arms up. You probably only get a few degrees of movement out of the elbows there, and I really can't get much out of the knees there, and I don't really want to push it too hard, because I have heard reports of the knees on this guy kind of snapping. So I've had MotU Origins figures knees snap before, so I really don't want to push it there. And to be honest with you, even if I could get some movement out of those knees, there's not much, because really these pieces are just going to bang up against each other. Now overall, like aesthetically, yeah, he does look really kind of silly. That head, I just can't get past that head. He kind of looks like I don't know, he kind of reminds me of like one of my elderly you know, Greek uncles or aunties, you know, for some reason, or, you know, someone I would have bought lollies off at the corner shop, maybe the old Italian man Tony that ran the arcade down on the corner. Yeah, he kind of gives me Tony vibes from my childhood. Tony was a good guy. He used to give me an extra lolly or two when I'd run out of money, but I don't know if I really want Tony vibes from my action figures. But look, what can I do about that? He looks pretty much identical to how I remember the action figure as well, more importantly. So Tony vibes aside, that's okay. Paint job on the inner kind of features there. The body looks great. Yeah, those body textures right there that are painted, I never really kind of saw. They kind of look a bit musculoskeletal there, so that's a pretty cool touch. Yeah, you know, they've applied enough paint to the little piping bits here and there. They've given him the right amount of paint apps, I would say, for an Origins figure, probably more than most would get, so doesn't look too bad there. Now, what I am a little disappointed in is the job that they've done on the rock on the exterior of the figure there. Looks like they've only gone over with an airbrush like once or twice, maybe once. Probably could have done with a bit more careful application to the kind of outer edges of these plates, because it's looking kind of thin around the outer edges there, especially down here around the feet and around the top of the head here as well. So yeah, now looking at him transforming, obviously you click the head forward like that, you bring the arms in as close as you can, and I would say you've got to twist those elbows around so that those plates meet up with the head plate there. I don't think the head comes any more forward, so you're kind of looking at a fair bit of gappage already just between the head and the arms there. So I don't remember the OG vintage figure having that much gappage there. So yeah, kind of losing points for me there. It's not horrendous, but have a look at what happens once we bring the legs into it. Now with the legs, you kind of need to twist the feet so that they're pointing inwards, so he's kind of a bit pigeon-toed. Is it pigeon-toed? I think it is. Yeah, and so once you bring that in, if you finagle it on one side, you can kind of get it to all match up nicely. So that looks okay there. A lot of gappage next to the head there. On this side, not so great. And just check it out at the back there, guys. He's not doing a great job of defending his you know, holiest of holies, so to speak. And look, he's doing the old peekaboo through the legs there, so you can see his face. The weapon kind of fits into his chest there, so you can hide that in there as well. And look, you know, put him down, and it's not a terrible job, but it's kind of crap. It doesn't transform as well as I remember the vintage transforming. I remember I could get that vintage looking pretty damn good without that much gappage. So I don't know if it's just that I haven't warmed this up enough. I mean, just look at that. But yeah, not doing a great job of transforming into rock mode as far as I can see. So with the weapon here, now it's an interesting little weapon there. I totally forgot the weapon. In fact, I don't think I even had the weapon. I used to get a lot of my MotU as a kid from the local flea market secondhand. So a lot of the accessories I do not remember from MotU figures, so I did not have this weapon growing up. But so you'll have to let me know in the comments if this little kind of radar / laser dish thing had the spinning feature that it does here, which is a cool touch. You know, you can put it in his hand, and you probably don't want to put it in there because this little protruding bit is going to hit the armor there. You're probably going to have a better job of like twisting this hand out and then sliding the grip into his hand like that, and then you'll be able to get him brandishing that blaster a little better this way. Now, yeah, he holds it nicely, and yeah, you can get the spin happening, but you can't really get many poses out of this guy anyway, and it's hard to get him to look up. Oh, there we go, that's better. But yeah, he looks a little stiff now, looking up like that. But yeah, I'm just going to move the camera down, get a little closer for you there, guys. But yeah, this is about what we're looking at for posability here. Not the greatest. Now, he also does come with a little port in the front here, as you saw before, and you can kind of port the blaster in like that. But just note that, you know, if you're trying to get it front on, it does kind of lean off to the side, so you have to rotate it so that it's either the grip is facing to the left or the right. If it's facing to his right, then you're going to see that the blaster is pointing kind of upwards. It's conjuring up all kinds of imagery here, guys. And then if you twist it so that it's pointing to the left, it's facing downwards a little. So yeah, I personally will probably display him like this, and I think that that looks pretty cool. So overall, I think, you know, not a bad figure. You know, the original wasn't the greatest. I think mainly where the fun in Origins lies is their kind of nostalgia factor, and the fact that they look great on the shelf, and they do have some more posability. So he does lose out on the posability, but the nostalgia factor is all there, especially for me, because as I said, this was a literal blast from the past for me. Totally forgot that he existed. So yeah, he's gonna look nice on my shelf, and I'm definitely glad that I have him. But also, you know, Origins kind of did remove the playability, all those cool play features from a lot of their figures, and they kind of approximate them by like giving you replacement bits rather than, you know, like for like Rattler or Mechanic. They don't have the extending limbs features, but they do have extra attachments that kind of approximate that play feature. So while this guy doesn't transform perfectly into rock mode, I can forgive it that, because that's kind of a mainstay of the Origins line anyway, so I'm cool with it. So alrighty, there it is for my thoughts, guys. Gonna come back with some comparisons for this guy. We'll see you then. Alrighty guys, time for some comparisons. We're going to see how Rokkon here compares to some other MotU figures. Then we're going to have a look and see how he stacks up against some other random 6-inch. Alright, here he stands next to the Flying Fists He-Man and the fan favourite Triclops. And here he stands next to the Turtles of Grayskull Raphael and the Mattel Creations Cyclone. Personally, I reckon these three could start an awesome 80s glam band together. That would be pretty freaking badass. Alright, here he stands next to some 6-inch Marvel Legends. On the left, we've got the X-Men 97 Cyclops, and on the right, we've got the Void Wave Vision. Now, here he stands next to Vince Neil of Motley Crue, and here he is standing next to David Lee Roth of Van Halen. And finally, we've got him standing next to Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. Alrighty guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed my Rokkon review. I hope this was informative, and I hope maybe I've helped you decide whether or not you want to spend that extra money that you're likely going to have to spend now that he's sold out at Mattel Creations to get him on the secondary market. Hopefully you're not going to pay too much for him if you really want him. Now, once again, just to kind of summarize my thoughts, I think sometimes when you modernize figures like MotU, Origins, guys, you know, like in practice, it doesn't always work. And I feel like in this case, some of the elements of Rokkon don't work quite as well as as I would have liked them to. But overall, super glad that I have him. You know, he's a memento now. You know, this guy is going to stand on my shelf and remind me of the childhood that I had once upon a time. And yeah, you know, I might let my son play with him when we break out Castle Grayskull and have a bit of a play on the floor here of the Dave Cave. So that's enough from me, guys. Please give me a like and a subscribe. Do all the YouTube stuff if you haven't done it already. Once again, thanks to Fet's Hideout Toys and Collectibles for sponsoring the channel. Please head over to Fet's, buy yourself something nice, and use the code DAVECAVE at checkout for a nice little discount that cycles every month. Thank you so much for any love that you've given the channel, guys. Please stay tuned for more NECA, more MotU, more Hasbro, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, Star Wars Black Series. I'm looking around the room. And mostly DC Multiverse that I cover here. But, you know, there's always a few surprises around the corner, guys. I do like to branch out a bit and buy some extra little bits here and there, so you never know what I'm going to review next. So yeah, please stay tuned if you're a toy lover like me, because yeah, I might review something that you really want to take a look at. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much. I'm Dave, coming at you from the Dave Cave, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.